over 20 people. Yes, that's what I said. It takes over 20 people working together as a team to successfully close a real estate transaction. Hi, my name is Jennifer Mount, and I am managing broker and realtor in production here at Legacy Realty Advisors, one of Tulsa's top boutique realtors. We are here to serve you. And this month is August. It is the 8th month of the year, and we are going to activate this month. All right, we should be in a groove, we should be in a routine, and we should be putting into practice all of the things that we've already learned. So if you're just joining our YouTube channel, you could do me a huge favor and subscribe, and also share. We are really trying, intentional about growing our YouTube channel so that we can help more people and give more people more information than they already have. So I have a slogan, a motto, a tagline that says, friends become my clients and clients become my friends. And the reason why I have that, and I've been in real estate for over 24 years now, full time. It's either 23 or 24. And it's funny because a lot of my business in the beginning came from strangers. I used a method that we recommend called door knocking. And that's kind of how I grew my business. Even though I've lived in Tulsa my entire life, I didn't want to rely on my friends and family to help me provide for my family. So I went out and did a bunch of other things. I digress. But so being that my tagline is friends become my clients and clients become my friends, whenever you embark in a journey with a friend that is what might be your biggest investment of your entire life, you do business with people you like and trust, and trust has to be earned. And so I feel like I put in the effort to earn that trust. Here's what I learned the other day, though. I have a transaction right now, and of my 23 plus years, I would say this has been one of the most difficult transactions of my career. And there are several reasons for that. And I met my I met one of my clients in this piece of this puzzle, golfing. And so that's how our relationship started. So it started out as a friend, and then she became my client. And we're getting close to closing. We're within 1 week of closing. But by the grace of God, please, dear Lord, let us get to the table, because it's never done until all the papers are signed and the funding has occurred. But she sent me a text the other day, and she said, I don't know why this title company keeps calling me. I thought you were my realtor. I thought you were doing this. I hired you. And it was not in a complimentary tone, let's just say. And so I thought it would be a service to general public and to the community to let you know that, yes, I am your realtor. And over the past 20 plus years, I have diligently searched out other highly trained professionals that I know and trust to help us with this transaction. So I'm just going to quickly recap all of the people that come into play on this. So usually there are two realtors involved. So there's a realtor for the buyer and a realtor for the seller. Then there's a buyer and a seller. So right there, you've got at least four people. Most clients are a couple. So then you've got 6, 8 people. There's kids, whatever. So there's a huge group of people right there. So as a seller, when I'm representing the seller, let's say that a transaction goes into contract and we get the contract fully executed. And fully executed means that all parties have signed all parts of the contract. Once that happens, then I'll send it to my executive assistant. I'll have her review it, just put another set of eyes on it, so we can make sure that it is executed properly. And then we send it to my processor. So a processor is at a title company, and the processor is the person who looks at the file. And if you're on the seller side, they order the abstract and they start to bring the title work up to date. So we're already up to what, maybe 10 people. We've got the buyer, or let's just say we're on the seller side. We've got the seller, the seller's agent, the buyer, the buyer's agent, a spouse for each of them. Then we send it to the executive assistant. She reviews it. She sends it to the title processor. She reviews it. Then we have to send it. So then me, as the seller's representative, I will reach out to the lender for the buyer because I want to make sure that their financing is secure. So we've got another person in there. Then the next thing that will happen are inspections. So the buyer will order a home inspection. They have 10 days to do this. So then let's say they're going to do electrical, mechanical, plumbing, structural, and termite. Okay, we're up to 15 people. You want to make sure that your inspectors are licensed and that they know what they're doing, because I can't tell you how many times an inspection has blown a deal. So you want to make sure that the home is thoroughly inspected, but you want to make sure it's inspected by someone who doesn't have any motivation for the outcome to be positive or negative. They're just there to present the facts. So let's say we're up to 15 people, okay? The processor then has an attorney. We have an attorney for you that's going to review the abstract and make sure that there aren't not any outstanding liens on the abstract. There aren't any weird problems with the title work. Title was always transferred properly. So now we've got 17 people. Then once the seller's side gets all of that, the abstracting ready to go, they send it to the buyer side or vice versa, however that goes. Again, I don't know exactly how the process goes for the title side. Why? Because I have a title rep that knows how to do their job. So I'm doing my job. The buyer's agent hopefully is doing his or her job. The lender is hopefully doing their job. The title company is hopefully doing their job. In the meantime, the seller's over here hanging out, right? Because they don't have a job. Their job is just to start packing. So I contact my clients every Monday, Monday morning check-in, just to say, here's where we're at in the process. So I think there's a misconception that the only day I work for my client is Monday, and that could not be further from the truth. So once the inspections are done, then we re-inspect. Once all the title work is clear, then the closer will review everything and then issue what's called a settlement statement. And the settlement statement is the summary of all the charges that are going to be sent to the seller and to the buyer. The buyer has separate closing costs from the seller. Okay, so we get the settlement statement. We're 3 days prior to closing now. So now what's involved? Utility companies. Buyer has to make sure that they call the utility companies. Seller really needs to call the utility companies. Seller needs to cancel service. Buyer needs to initiate service. There's 3 more people. Then we're going to get the home cleaned. If you are not a good cleaner or you're pressed for time, then you have to get a home cleaner. So we have to rely on them. You want to make sure the grass is mowed prior to closing. You want to deliver the property in the way that you would want to receive it. You know, in the Bible, it says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That should be our rule in all areas of life. And so then the final walkthrough happens. Oh, there's movers. You might need to get movers. You might need to call U-Haul, this, that, the third. So then you go to the closing company. There's a receptionist there that greets you. She's not part of the transaction, but she's part of the process. I love Kathy. You'll see her beautiful face at the front desk of Colonial Title. And then maybe you're going to get a closing gift, all of these things. Then the actual closing happens. There's usually a funding person who, once all the documents are signed, sends all of the documents to the lender. The lender will then send them to the funding company. Then the money comes back to the title company, and then it goes to the seller. So that's a whole nother process. And maybe the funding person is on lunch, or maybe their computers are down. There's just a million things that happen that can complicate the closing process if you do not have the right team in place. So I always have a 3-2-1 recap at the end of our time together. 3 things you learned, 2 things you're going to share, 1 thing you're going to do. 3 things you learned is Monday is not the only day that I'm working, even though that's the only day I'm contacting you. I have a team of trained professionals that are going to represent you in the best way possible so that we can have the least drama possible between contract to close. And you need to hire someone that you trust, regardless of if they're your friend. 2 things I want you to share. I have a great moving company. If you want his information, I would love for you to DM me. He's phenomenal. And I have a great house cleaner. So if you need their information, I would love to give that to you so you can share that as well. And the one thing I want you to do is have gratitude. Gratitude for August. August is the month that we're going to accelerate. We're putting our foot on the gas, not the brake. It's beautiful. Kids are going to be going back to school, so cherish these last couple weeks before your kids go back to school. You only get to do this once. So I hope you have a great week, and I'll look forward to seeing you back here next week. And we're going to share our list of preferred vendors. And I'm always here, but this is your midweek motivation with Jennifer Mount here at Tulsa, Oklahoma, Legacy Realty Advisors. Looking forward to serving you in any way possible: family, faith, fitness, fun, finances. I'm your girl.